I'm Anil Kumar sharing with you a very important question based on medians from my student, and I hope its solution is going to benefit many others. The question here is, triangle ABC has vertices A minus 3, 4, B 5, 8 and C 1, 0. Find the point of intersection of the medians from point A and B. What is the point called? B. Verify that the third median also passes through this point. C. Verify that this point is 2/3 of the distance along each of the medians. Right? Now, with the help of this question, actually, we can understand all about medians. I'll kind of give you overview and then we'll provide you with the solution. We are given point A as minus 3, 4. So somewhere here, let's say somewhere here. B is 5, 8. So it's in quadrant 1. Okay, so let's say A and this is B for us. And C is 1, 0. So 1, 0 means 1, 0 means on the x-axis, so somewhere here, right? So 1, 0. So let's say the triangle formed is kind of like this. Okay. So that becomes the triangle. Let me write down the coordinates of each point. So we have A, which is minus 3, 4, B, which is 5, 8, and C, which is 1, 0. Now we need to find point of intersection of medians from point A and B. Medians are lines which connect vertex to midpoint of the opposite side, right? So the first median from A, we have to locate the midpoint and then join. So that becomes the median. For median from B, we have to locate the midpoint on this side and then join. So that becomes the median. And as you can see, somewhere in between, it is going to intersect. We need to find this point of intersection. As you know, all the medians actually will go through one point. So this median will also go through this point. We'll verify this. And this point is called centroid, which is part B, part of our question in A, right? So centroid is a point where all the medians intersect. Now let us see how to find equation of these medians and then point of intersection. So let me label the points, the midpoints as, so A, B, C, we'll say D, E, F. Are the midpoints. Now there is a shortcut also to find the centroid. You can find centroid as, let me write down the formula here, which is very helpful, especially when you are working with multiple choice question, right? So it is x1 plus x2 plus x3 divided by 3, that is the x value, and y1 plus y2 plus y3 divided by 3. So that is the centroid. In our case, we know these points, so the value should be minus 3 plus 5 plus 1 divided by 3, and the y values are 4 plus 8 plus 0 divided by 3, which is so we get 6 minus 3 divided by 3 is 3, right? So 6 minus 3 is 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. And in this case, 4 plus 8, 12. And 12 divided by 3 is 4. So the centroid which we get from here is 1, 4. However, we have to use this method which has been taught in the class to find the centroid. The method involves in finding midpoints. So first step is to find the midpoint of each side. So let's find AD. So we'll find D, which is the midpoint of BC, right? So midpoint of BC. We'll use the formula x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2, correct? So the midpoint D is equal to 5 plus 1 divided by 2 and 8 plus 0 divided by 2. That is 5 plus 1, 6, 6 divided by 2 is 3, 8 divided by 2 is 4. So we get this point as 3, 4. Now we can use these 2 points to find equation of the median AD. So let's find equation of the line AD using these 2 points. One is D, the second one is A, which is minus 3, 4. To find the equation, we should first find the slope. So what is the slope of AD? Slope, we'll use the formula y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. That gives us 4 minus 4 divided by minus 3 minus 3, which is 0 over minus 6, which is 0. Since the slope is 0, so it's a horizontal line, as you can see, y points have 4. So the equation of AD is y equals to 4. Right? So that becomes the equation of the line AD. So let me highlight this, and we'll call this as our equation number 1. So this is our equation number 1. Now let's find, now we have to find second median from B. That means we have to find this point E now. Now point E is equal to what? It is the midpoint of AC. So we add these two values, which is minus 3 plus 1 divided by 2. And the Y values are 4 plus 0 divided by 2, correct? That gives us minus 2 divided by 2 is minus 1, and that is 2. So we get coordinates of E as minus 1 and 2, and that gives us slope of BE as B is, we are now looking into point B, which is 5 and 8, and this is point E. Y2 minus Y1, which is 8 minus 2, divided by X2 minus X1. 5 minus minus becomes plus, 8 minus 2, 6, 6 over 6 is 1. So the slope is 1. Since the slope is 1, we can write equation as y equals to x plus b. We can use the point 5 and 8, 8 for y, 5 for x, and that gives us 3 as equals to b, correct? Since b equals to 3, we can write down this equation as y equals to, so b is 3, right? So we get y equals to x plus 3 as our second equation, correct? So this is my second equation of the median. Let me write this as 2. Now what is the point of intersection between these two? So let's find point of intersection between equation 1 and equation 2. So if I substitute y equals to 4 here, what do I get? Well, x value should be equal to, so I'm substituting 4 here, so 4 equals to x plus 3. So 4 minus 3 is equals to x, which is indeed equal to 1. So as you can see, we get the same value of x as we figured out earlier, correct? So the formula actually works, right? So the formula actually works. Now we know here that the centroid is at x equals to 1 and y equals to 4. Now y equals to 4 is a horizontal line, and x equals to 1 happens to be the vertical line. Okay, so the centroid is at 1, 4. So we found this point as 1, 4. Now we have to verify that the third median also passes through this point. And secondly, we have to also verify the distance. Verify that the point is 2/3 of distance along each median, right? So let's move on to the next page. I'll copy the information which we have here and then do part B and C. So what we have here is, let me again sketch the triangle. So let me again sketch the triangle here. So we have a triangle, something like this. And what we figure out is that that is how the median is, right? So that is the point of intersection. So now I'm not making the axis, but I'm just concentrating more on the point of intersection, which is 1, 4, right? So this point is 1, 4 for us. And point C is 1, 0. Point A given to us is minus 3, 4, which I've copied here. And B is 5, 8. Correct? We have to verify that 1, 4 also lies on the median from C, right? So this is not to the scale diagram. So let's find midpoint. We have D, E, and this is F now here, right? So F is midpoint of AB, right? So what should it be? It should be half of 8 plus x values, which is 5 minus 3 divided by 2, and y values 8 plus 4 divided by 2, correct? So we get the coordinates of point F as 5 minus 3 is 2, 2 divided by 2 is 1, and this is 8 plus 4, 12, 12 divided by 2 is 6. So we get point 1 and 6. We know C is 1 and 0. So what is the slope here? Slope between F and C is y2 minus y1, which is 0 minus 6 divided by 1 minus 1. So it is minus 6 over 0. It is undefined. That means equation of the line is equation of median. CF is what? Is x equals to 1, a vertical line. Do you see that? Undefined means a vertical line. So x values, as you can see, are same. The equation is x equals to 1. Now, x equals to 1 will definitely go through 1, 4, correct? As you can see, the line, which is, I should say, median, from C will pass through the centroid, which is 1, 4, correct? So we have shown that part 2, that the median from third vertex will also go through the point of intersection. Is it okay? Now part 3 of the question is to verify that the distance is 2/3. So part 3 is verify that the point is 2/3 of the distance along the median. Now, if you see this point CF, right, CF, let me draw it here once again. So what you get here is point F is, let me write down, point F is 1, 6. Correct. So in this line, let me redraw this line clearly. So we have this line here. So I'm redrawing this line, which is C, which is 1 0, and here we have F, which is 1 6, and somewhere here we have a point 1 4, which is a centroid. Now as you can see, what is the distance between, let's call this centroid as point O, right? So you can see that the distance from C to O is 4 units, right? This is 4 units. And from F to C is 6 units. And therefore, we can conclude that from the vertex to the centroid, which is CO divided by C of F, how much is the distance? In this particular case, it is 4 over 6, which is 2/3. Correct? Now, if you look into this horizontal line also, we found that this midpoint was 3 4. This point is 3 4 for us. D. So horizontally you will find, now this is minus 3 4 and this is 3 4. That means total length is 6 units. And from vertex to the centroid, it is again 4 units. Correct? And therefore, here also the distance is 2/3, right? So I like you to verify that from all these points, vertices, what I mean to say is part C. Verify that this point is 2/3 of the distance along each median. So in this particular diagram, which is the better one, you can calculate that the distance, let's call this point as O, BO over BE is equal to CO over CF, which is equal to AO over AD, and which is equal to 2/3. Correct? So that is what you'll verify by finding the distance, and that's part C. So I hope with this you understand that centroid is a point where all the medians intersect, and centroid divides the median in the ratio of 2:3 as shown here. And to get the equation of the median, we have to actually get the midpoint of the opposite side. Line joining the vertex with midpoint of the opposite is called the median. So I hope all the concepts about median, centroid, and the distances involved is clear. Feel free to write your comments, share your views, and if you like and subscribe, that'll be great. Thanks for watching and all the best.